Looking to dominate your dynasty? Whether you're a seasoned college football strategist or just starting your journey, PoodleCFB.com is your ultimate game changer. Get in-depth analysis, expert strategies, and cutting-edge tools designed to give you the edge over everyone in your dynasty. Gain access to exclusive spreadsheets, dynasty ranking, custom player tools, and insider tips through the guide to outsmart your rivals and dominate your league. Step up your game at PoodleCFB.com. Make sure to use code Poodle for 10% off your order. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 25 video. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over my new updated, most overpowered coaching build you need in Dynasty mode. And before we get to the video, guys, as always, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Can we get 500 likes on this video or even 1,000? You guys have been killing it. Thank you so much for all the support. Make sure to comment down below any tweaks you might have to this build or something that you've tried before. It's always good to help out other users. Everyone has different situations and scenarios where they may prefer one package over another. And of course, guys, if you haven't already, check out PoodleCFB.com. It is one of the fastest growing Discord and in general CFB communities in there right now, guys. We are absolutely killing it. Our chat has been one of the most helpful resources I think put together in a while for the CFB community. This coaching build was cooked up in there. We are just sharing information left and right. Everyone's sharing their league experiences, sharing screenshots, going through things. Our PS5 and Xbox league is starting soon, so if you get in time, we can get you in there. We're running 2 separate leagues as we get this Discord all situated. And of course, you get the spreadsheet access, you get the guide. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to use code Poodle for 10% off your order down below. And if you want some proof, go check out my YouTube community tab. I have a bunch of screenshots of what goes on over there, so make sure to check that out. So guys, let's get into it. So basically I have one build. I have one elite build that I'm going to rock with, and this is my build going forward, but I do have a slight tweak to it, so make sure you stay tuned. I think build 1 is more for the players who are good to great at the game, or above average to good great at the game, who can get stats, or in a league that's not that tough. The second build is going to be a bit more universal in case you're more of a sim guy, like you just sim games, or you play offline, or you're not that great at the game potentially. Any of those instances where you may skip a lot of games, the other build might be a little bit better for you, but stay tuned. I'm going to go through all of this. So the math works out for this first build to 488. You're going to want to start as a recruiter. Now what I did make a slight shift to my first build for a few reasons. I'm going to go through why. So on recruiter, you want to buy the first 4, right? On the top, we're talking regular recruiter. You want to buy all 4 for each position, but kicker and punter for now. That's going to bring you within range. Again, I did all the math already. Remember, each one to do full is going to be 20 points. So it's going to be 20 times 7 because we're leaving kickers out. So that's 140 for this whole one right here. So once you do that, and the reason we made a slight shift here is that although I don't care for the starting interest as much, because of the way I'm shifting this build, I do care a bit more now. And also, the beauty of this is with our old build, we were bullying people and taking our shots. Now we're able to start much higher and then bully them on top of that. Because we shifted some points around, we can get that luxury now, and it's not that much extra points with what we gain. So the starting interest also helps with insta commits for a lot of your 4 stars. Without CEO, you're probably not gonna get the 5 stars, but it does help you if you're already bullying them. Imagine if you started with the lead. And for elite recruiter, once you do unlock that, you're only going to want to get tier 1. So we took away tier 2. Reason being, we ran some tests on PoodleCFB.com. We ran some tests in our Discord. Again, that's why you want to be there. We ran some tests, extensive testing. Shout out to Cape, one of our best members in there, who's a genius. He ran a lot of science tests and a lot of data studies, and it showed that tier 2 wasn't that impactful. So with that being said, that's a lot of points. That's 8 times 7, right? That's 56 points that we get to save by bringing that back. And then boost the pipeline bonus. Tier 3 also proved pretty useless. And again, if I didn't even need his study to prove it, but I'm glad it did. I've been saying since July, and you guys can quote me on this, I have not cared for pipelines. I don't care for the pipelines. I think pipelines help with starting interest. So if you have a good pipeline and you have tier 4, you're going to get that anyways. I don't think pipeline boosts help that much. I don't think they play a role in the recruiting outside of starting interest. So again, going up to tier 4, which I actually think 4 would be solid, but to get all there, it's too expensive. So tier 1. Once you get tier 1, that's just going to be 56 points plus the 140. That leaves you at a grand total of about 196 for this total build here. That's the first thing. Now you want to go over to Motivator. And Motivator is where we're going to make a switch later on in the video, so stay tuned for that for the alternate build. For Motivator, you want to get up to tier 3. So with Motivator tier 3, tier 1 is one of the most important. Bonus XP for quarterbacks drafted. So remember, the reason we maxed out recruiting the way we did is we're going to bring in elite talent. We're going to bully people. But now you got to build that talent. So Motivator, tier 1 is going to be really big because you're going to have elite talent that's getting drafted. Motivator is going to be able to build them. Tier 1 is going to give you XP when they're drafted in the first 3 rounds. And then if you go all the way down to tier 3, off-season training boost. That is the best building ability in the game. You need that one. I don't like tier 2, but you don't really have a choice. So at this point, you're now at 196 for just recruiter. Now you're going to add 5 times 15 for each. 5 times 3 for each, which is 15. And then you want to do times that by 7 for each butt kicker and punter. That's another 105. And then you also have to spend 15 to unlock it. So you're at about 120 for this one right here, right? So 120 for this one, only 105 for the other one. So that's where we are thus far. Stay with me. We're not going to touch Master Motivator. So now what we want to do here is you need to buy Tactician in this build, because you need the Tactician to unlock Architect. And that's where we're going with our new shift. So now with Tactician, all you gotta do is spend 25 points, as you guys can see here. So all you want to do is, obviously I'm going for rivalry games, neither here nor there for this video. So go into Tactician. You can spend this any way you like. It really depends what you want. Do you want your quarterback boosted? Do you want your running back boosted? Do you want tier 1 on four different things? Up to you. You can spend this however you like. Look into what you do as a player, what you think matters. I think O-line boost is always just good to have across the board, but so is quarterback boost, you know? So take that as you will. These are mobile quarterback boosts though, so if you don't play a scrambler quarterback, kind of a waste of time. But spend your 25. At which point you can come into Architect and unlock it. That's going to cost you another, I believe it's 15, right? 15 points to unlock. So now you have Recruiter, you have Motivator, you have your 25 in Tactician, and you're going to spend most of your remaining points in Architect. When in the Architect build, what you're going to want to do here is only buy the first 2 tiers. Reason being is quarterbacks earn additional XP for in-game goals. Now, remember, this first build is for players who I think are average, so slightly above average and beyond. Reason being is you get additional XP for in-game goals. So if you're tossing for 250 to 450 to 800 yards a game, you're getting additional XP. If you're bringing in, as an elite recruiter, right, you're bringing in 5 stars. You're bringing in a lot of elite and star devs. Now, because elite and star devs get XP bonuses, they develop at a quicker rate. They get more XP towards their skill points, or their skill point cap is lower, right, to unlock skill points. You're going to now earn additional XP. So not only is it quicker to level them up, you now get extra XP on top of it being quicker to level them up. That is a double bonus. Where this doesn't apply as much to me is going to be like O-line, and like really O-line are the positions where it's like, yeah, they're not really getting bonuses. There may be hidden rush goals, pass goals, sacks allowed bonuses, but where this really shines is you have a running back that's putting up 30 touchdowns a year. He's going to explode with this. You have a quarterback who's putting up 50 touchdowns a year, explode with this. Wide receiver, tight end, cornerbacks are getting picks, elite edges, middle linebackers. It's great for basically everywhere but O-line in my opinion. And then tier 2 is the second thing you want, Limitless. Why is that? I'm gonna go over 2 reasons for why I think this is important. First off, Limitless increases the random skill cap. So what Architect does, I think Architect is the perfect duo in this game that basically this game was built for you to have in this specific build. Reason being is, right, so Recruit, you bring in a lot of elite talent. Motivator builds them. What have you noticed is the one downside to a lot of things in this game? When it comes time for senior year, your players are either really leveled up with no abilities or not leveled up with abilities. Obviously, you could re-roll, and that plays a role here too, but what you'll notice is a lot of players fall short of their platinum abilities by like 1 point, and they're always capped. You ever get an elusive running back, and they always have 90 to 92 elusiveness or change of direction? They can never get shifty, and Platinum Shifty to me is the greatest ability in this game. So you can never get shifty. Because you have limitless ability here, you get a chance to increase your random skill cap. When you have these elite, think about this, when you have these elite dev players, these 5 stars, they only come with like 4 caps. So when they randomly upgrade, they're going to unlock something crazy. So when you have a running back who's 95 speed and capped and can't get that last one, you may unlock 99 speed. You're going to unlock 97 change of direction. You're going to start unlocking what matters to unlock your abilities. And then you have the additional XP goals to then cap into that and actually grow them. Now, where this goes even further is the fact to think about this too. Okay, fine, you reroll your players, so you get all your abilities. You don't care about that. Cool. Now you can just unlock caps and create meta god players. And let's take it one step further, where this helps even more. You know, when you recruit like 10 to 15, 5 to 15 5 stars, and like some are elite, a lot of them are star, and then you get some impact and maybe even a normal in there. You're like, ah, that impact guy, I wish he would have been better. Here's a few caps. Limitless gives them a chance to actually be star dev players in my mind. Reason being, they get additional XP, so I'm going to see it as they're basically accruing at almost a star dev rate, right? It like takes them a notch up because they'll get extra XP, and then you have a chance to unlock a skill cap. You unlock 1 or 2 skill caps, maybe even 3 across their career, and you just turned an impact player into a bona fide star player because you got rid of those 3 extra skill caps that they had as an impact player, and you gave them more XP, which means they're basically earning at the generic star above threshold, right? That's what I like. Now, I actually do like tier 3 too, but we don't have the points for it in this build, and also it requires you to have a 3-game win streak. That really depends on your skill level. It's hard for me to recommend something in this specific where it takes, like I said, average and above. This would be like above average and above. Like, it's going to be harder for me to universally recommend this. That is the build. So remember, Recruiter, everything here, all 4. Second one, just the first one. Motivate, and remember, you're not touching kicker or punter in any of these. Motivator, remember, you got to purchase these too. You got to go up to 3. Don't touch Master Motivator. Spend 25 in Tactician, unlock it, and then you go to Architect, unlock, and you go to tier 2. I think Architect, so recruiting, you're going to bring in the best guys available. You're going to kill people in the recruiting game. Then you're going to take Motivator to grow them, and Architect's going to just be like the cherry on top. It's going to take every player to elite status, Now, you do have I think about it, this comes out to about 488 points when all said and done. You do have additional potential points to spend here depending on how you start, what coach you start with, depending on what comes unlocked. So with that extra points, if you do want to spend it, you can go ahead, and what I recommend here is honestly putting one single 5-point spend. If you do have the extra, again, it depends, because you can take a coach that comes with certain packages already or has tactician already unlocked, so keep that in mind. But if you have extra points in this build, spend it, I think, on tier 1 kicker punter. Reason being, it takes the scouting down from 30 points to 20 points. And if you guys have ever been like mid-season looking for a kicker punter, it really is annoying wasting so many scouting points. So I think that's actually a decent one. I don't need recruiting bonuses, but I do like to just scout them quicker, so that's one of them. But that's my elite build. I think this build really just takes you to the next level. Now, my slight variation of this build, right? I'm going to pull it up now so I can read this to you guys. My slight variation would be taking away the architect and going for something slightly different. So now in this build where you go for something slightly different is you're going to actually go ahead and when you take away architect is go back to motivator and take away tactician. So remember, you only bought tactician in this specific build because you actually are going to go ahead and unlock architect. If you don't need architect, you don't need tactician. So that brings you back 25 points plus 15 unlock points. That's 40 points you get back. And then remember, you can then go ahead and then spend it on something else. With those extra points, what I'm doing is Master Motivator. So let me explain why I'm going Master Motivator here. So I'm going all the way to tier 3 Master Motivator. That's an additional 24 points per package all the way up. So that's going to be a big bulk of the rest of the rating of your points. So remember, the shift we took was we got rid of Tactician, we got rid of Architect, and we traded it in for tier 3 Master Motivator on every player. Why? So increase all XP gains. So this is tier 3 Master Motivator is the second best, again, scientifically data studied in poodlecfb.com in our Discord. We study this. Tier 3 Master Motivator is the second best way to build players in the entire game. The reason I don't like it is because to do it, you got to spend 32 points, and you're basically going to lose out on everything else, all the other packages you want. Where do I see this being beneficial? Some guys in my chat think it's the best build. I think it's second best. I think this is beneficial for the below average players, or for players who are big on simming, like just simming through seasons and simming games and calling the plays and playing coach watch mode. Those are good because you're not going to be getting enough stats to get your architect bonuses. You're not going to be playing to actually enjoy it. You're not going to be getting your limitless cap. All you want is universal growth. So a combination of put in the work, tier 3 here, and then pay it forward tier 1 with tier 3 everybody eats is going to be the best way to just sim through quickly. Be bad at the game, right? You have a bad game. You're not putting up good seasons. You're losing. You're not getting a lot of stats. You're getting clamped up in your online league for 150 yards. This ensures it's basically like dummy proof. Like, it's like, call it building your team for dummies. You technically can just go ahead and recruiting. The way we have our packages set up, it's recruiting for dummies, right? So now you basically tie that in with XP growth, player growth for dummies. That's basically what this build's going to be. So if you are a player that thinks you're below average, you don't think you can win a lot, you don't get a lot of stats, you may want to opt for this one. And again, if you join my chat, I have all of the things outlined in there. You can see all the data and everything and all the builds, the price points. But basically, the math works out to just below again. I believe this one goes out to about 474, so you can get a few other things. But that's about it for the video, guys. First build is going to be for average to above average players who are playing every game or mostly every game and can win at a decent rate or even win at an okay rate. This was going to be for more of the players who are newer to the game, not great at getting stats, very conservative. That's about it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn that noti bell. Can we get 1,000 likes in this video? You guys absolutely killed the last coach build video, so hopefully you can kill this one as well. Use code Poodle for 10% off at poodlecfb.com. You will not regret it, I absolutely promise. Thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace.